let's just start off with the proposition that in the United States of America, one man does not get to tell millions of people how to live their lives. We filed a lawsuit in the Eastern District of New York, which is based in Brooklyn, and we are claiming that there are numerous constitutional violations by the mayor and the city. We're seeking an injunction and a temporary restraining order. We're hoping that we get a hearing or a decision any day. And we're seeking this to prevent the enforcement of these ridiculously unconstitutional rules that one man has made for the entire city of New York.
Okay, seeking an injunction, because right now, as it stands, when you go into a restaurant, you've got to prove you're vaccinated to eat indoors. Rob DeLuca, talk to me about how that's played out. Clearly, you've started an organization because restaurant owners are frustrated with this requirement.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me again. Restaurant owners are frustrated. IRA has about 250 members in New York City. I myself, as the president of the association, talk to hundreds and thousands of restaurant owners every single day. They're fed up, they're frustrated. A lot of them are afraid to speak out against the mayor and the city and these mandates, but they all do believe it's unconstitutional. And again, it's not their job. You know, when it's harder to get into a New York City restaurant than to get in the southern border, I think we have an America problem on our hands here.
And Allison, too, if you want to go dine at these restaurants, again, you've got to remember your card or be vaccinated to do so. Our customers, how are they reacting to this mandate?
The customers, whether they're vaccinated or not vaccinated, are very angry. So they don't want to be ID'd and have an 18-year-old kid or a hostess come in and ask for their vaccination card. So it's not even just the not vaccinated people. They feel like we're infringing on their privacy. This is more than the restaurants. Right now, I mean, it's everybody. I have 3 children that are between the ages of 14 to 16, and they cannot go into a restaurant. They can't go to a movie theater, a bowling alley, a roller rink. They're being ostracized from society. 80% of the children that between 12 and 17 are not vaccinated. So these kids cannot walk into anywhere. Yeah. None of this makes sense. I mean, we're just a small part of it. This isn't just about us. It's not the restaurants. It's about every parent, every business owner, every patron, anybody who cares about freedom and their rights, the right to be free. I mean, we're watching videos of customers going crazy on restaurant owners, and the bottom line is they're right. They should be mad that they can't eat in a restaurant without a vaccine card.
Yeah, it's very, very sad to point out the fact that these rules, again, they apply to indoor dining, going to a gym indoors, and also indoor entertainment venues. But keep in mind, that's not the same requirement if you wanted to go shopping indoors. So you could be right next to a shop and they wouldn't have to show proof of vaccination to go inside. Ron, back to you. Talk to me about the response. Have you heard anything from the mayor?
We haven't heard anything from the mayor except he's made some press announcements that he feels very confident in his position. And my response to that is Goliath was very tall and he fell very hard. And we're going to knock Goliath down. And this is going to be the first domino that's going to resonate across the entire United States, that these vaccine mandates, not just for vaccine passports, but with all the masking of children and everything else, it's time that they start falling because they are really unconstitutional. And this is not the United States of America anymore.
And we'd heard from the mayor's office that how this is going to be enforced. They were going to send out some sort of patrollers or enforcers to the restaurants. Rob, have you seen that yet? What does that look like? Do they go around table to table?
So I personally haven't seen them yet. I'm sure they're going to be here tonight. It's a Friday night. They'll be here at 7 o'clock when I'm at my busiest hour to come in and harass me, my staff, and potentially my customers, which is not something I can allow. I can't allow any inspector to harass somebody when they're enjoying a dining experience that they came out to have. From what I understand from talking to so many restaurant owners, they are coming in, they are checking, they're handing out paperwork. They're trying to, catch people to see if they're checking for the ID cards. And those have been the practices so far. I don't think we're far enough into it. 4 days, it seems like an eternity, but there's definitely going to be more to come. I urge every restaurant owner, to stand up for yourself, your industry, your family, your employees, and most importantly now your country.
Yeah.
You can treat the inspector with respect as he's just there to do his job. But he shouldn't be put in that position. Neither should we, neither should our staff or our customers.
Again, the enforcement started this Monday, and if you don't show proof or the inspector finds something that's not correct, again, the restaurant owners are facing major financial fines. We'll keep an eye on this story. Rob DeLuca, Allison Marchese, Ron Berutti, thank you all so much. We appreciate the time.
Thank you, and God bless
Thank you.
America.
And please help us out by going to Give, Send, Go, End COVID Tyranny. The clients really need help with fees and fines. Please help out. Thank you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you all so much.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.